Now lie on your back. Please stretch your legs. Spread them shoulder wide or something like that. And now bend your knees. And move your right hand. And if necessary, lift your right knee. Lift your right knee. Better all of you. Lift the right knee. Get hold the ankle with your right hand. But, that's right, but put all the fingers, the thumb also, on the ankle like that. And actually, most of you will do that on the ankle, with all the fingers. Put the hand on the ankle simply, no, with the thumb or with all the other fingers together. Right, now put the leg on the floor, the foot on the floor, and very slowly lift the right hip joint. Put the foot on the floor, holding it like that, and lift the right hip joint. Slowly, gently. Put the foot on the floor, lift the hip joint. Not the foot, the hip joint. The feet must be spread, otherwise you will only fall, roll, slowly. Any person who can't do it can do the other foot, whatever it's comfortable to do. Now slowly move the hip joint. Very gently, slowly, many times. And very gradually. If you lift the right knee and get hold of the ankle and then put it back on the floor, it's not difficult to do. Lift your right knee, right leg, get hold of the ankle, and slowly put it down. Put it down, no, hold it. Hold the ankle and put down the ankle on the floor. And now slowly lift your hip joint. And the feet must be sufficiently apart so that the left knee doesn't fall sideways. And it must be done slowly and gently. Lift the hip joint, and observe what does it do to your right shoulder. And what does it imply for the head? Keep on doing it. Don't tilt the right leg, lift the right hip joint. If you lift the right hip joint, the other side lies on the floor, and therefore actually the pelvis turns to the left, not slides on the floor. Keep on doing it very slowly, many times. Lift the knee, take and go down slowly. If your arm or shoulder is in trouble, or the knee, go slow. And gently turn the pelvis so that the right hip joint can leave the floor. And turn until it turns a little better. And of course you'll find if the head is moved with the shoulder to the right, if the head doesn't lie in the middle, it gets easier. The back of the head, that's right. And you can even turn your face to look at the hand. If you can see the hand, you will lift the hip joint a little bit easier. while it's difficult, you may move the leg, the right knee, inward and outward, but otherwise it should stand approximately as it is. It's the hip joint that should lift. The knee, of course, moves because it must adapt itself to the movement of the other side of the same bone. But there's a difference whether you intentionally move your right knee towards the left or you don't. No. The knee should stand and not move. The right knee stands and is not tilted inwards. It stands. It means it stands where it is. Standing means standing, not walking. Keep that knee where it is and move your pelvis. That's right. That doesn't mean that the knee is motionless, but it stands there. It doesn't tilt to the left. Slowly. Until you get everybody to do it, it's always that. Because you see, in this work, if the beginning is not done correctly, that person is out to the end. He can't do. He will be all the time limping behind. Slowly. Stop it. Stretch out. And observe, note what it feels like on the right side and on the left. The way the pelvis lies, the back, shoulders, the chest. And now bend the left leg only. It's more difficult. Lift it off the floor and get hold with the left hand with all the fingers, the thumb also in front of the foot. Now slowly put it on the floor, and now very gently lift the left hip joint and keep on going down and lift again. That's right. And see that the head turns almost automatically to look at the hand. Let the head turn to look at the hand. Anybody is advised to stop as soon as he feels that he is doing too much, too fast, or tired, and wait until he feels better again and try again. Those, of course, who feel no special trouble in the legs or in the arms or in the shoulders can go on doing it because it's so innocent. Now stop it and rest a little. Pay attention to the way the body flattens out and lies more intimately in contact with the floor with each movement. Now bend the right knee only and lift the foot off the floor, get hold of that, and observe that now you will put the foot a little bit differently from before, because the body learns quickly what to do. See, it stands a little bit wider away from the left leg. The whole, not specially, don't do anything special. You'll find that it goes automatic, because the movement is studied on human beings as they would tend to do, and they improve immediately without any trouble. Now slowly lift again the pelvis on the right side, the right hip joint, and observe that the head turns more easier and looks at the foot and the hand with each movement. Look. Now when the pelvis goes back to the floor, the head turns a little bit back to its position. And then if you lift, it turns more. And when you put on the floor, the spine pushes the cervical vertebrae back and the head goes a little bit back. That's right. Can you lift a little bit better? If you can, do, but don't push. If you feel that it improves by itself, because when the hip joint lifts, you see the ribs on the right must go up and down, and of course that side will soften, and therefore will go easier up. That's it. That's right. And of course the other side of the chest is also softening, because it lies on the floor, and whatever you do, the ribs must follow the floor. They can't do anything else, and therefore, as they are not even, one after the other is relaxing and letting the body do it, turn to the left. So both sides of the chest, all the ribs, and of course all the vertebrae of the back are set into motion, and therefore we want to go slow, because there are many people who have several vertebrae held together all their life. I saw one before we started, one who obviously is trained for years, can do many of the things we do, and she did all sorts of things that look beautiful to anybody who can't see, because she has, in spite of all that, she has one side of the back and one side of the spine different from the other, and one part of it that remains like that in spite of all the work she does. And that's only the way she does it which is wrong. If she did it the way we do, slowly like that, that would have been corrected long ago. As it is, she can work another 10 years. The way she did, it won't improve. She will do more tricks, but the body will be cockeyed anyway. Now slowly, change over. Slowly, let go, and take the other leg. Stretch this. That's right. You see, the more the pelvis lifts, the easier it lifts, the more the head goes to the side. And you see now the chest moves much easier because the ribs have softened quite a lot with all of you. That's right. Lift the pelvis ever so slowly, gradually. It will pay you because you'll see in the end what you will do with it. It will be a real satisfaction. Now you see those who have tendency of making the knee move inwards, of course, is because they doing that, and they do that all their life like that. That's where the hip joint is never moving his full range. Don't move the knee. Let's stand there, motionless. Motionless only in as far as your intention goes. Because when you move the pelvis, the knee must go away from the head or not inwards. If it goes away from the head, it means as if the knee, the thigh gets longer away from the head, then it's easy. And the ribs of more go actually up to the clavicle. But if you tilt the leg inwards, the chest will remain and the hip will remain unaffected. Therefore, it's only work, nothing else. Well, this is improving fundamental things in the body and in the intelligence and in the use of self, which is important. Now stretch out, rest a little, and observe what it feels like. Now bend both knees, spread as they are. Now lift both feet off the floor and see whether you can get hold of both. Lift them off the floor and get hold of them. And now those who slowly move the right foot down a little bit. And of course, you can this time tilt the knees to the left so that the right foot can go easy, because to the left, tilt both knees to the left. Therefore, the left foot will touch and the right one will stand on the floor with the right knee going inwards. Slowly. Now lift them both again, hold them better. And now put the left foot first, but let both knees tilt to the right until both feet are on the floor. That's right. And now lift them again and do it to the left. That's right. Tilt both knees this time. That's right. Now, and then tilt them again to the right and let both knees behave as they want. You will see the knee when you tilt to the right, the left one goes a little bit lower to the floor. When you tilt to the left, the right one goes lower to the floor. And gradually you'll find that both go lower to the floor. Keep on doing that, gently, slowly. Tilt both legs and make one go lower to the floor, inward. But the feet must stand on the floor, both of them. Both of them reach the floor, stand on the floor. Slowly. They stand on the floor while they're tilted. That one touches differently from the other. So put one foot on the floor, tilt the legs. If you don't hold the ankles, nothing will happen. And you needn't put them on the floor if you can't reach it. Put one and tilt both legs, both knees to the other side, to the right. Then slowly one leg, the other leg will also touch the floor. Now, those who can't do it should do it in their imagination, but stretch the hand as far as they can, touch what they can, and imagine kinesthetically. It means getting ready as if they're going to do it, not just say to themselves, think that I will do this and that, but actually prepare the body as if they're going to do. If they do that, then the impulses from the brain will go through the parts that can go through and will tend to make their way to the muscles that do not yield now, that are detached and cannot be controlled. Now, so slowly do in your imagination, don't strain, put the leg in the most comfortable position and imagine that you hold, you touch, and sense the touch of the leg or the foot or the trouser, whatever you can, in your hand, and in the hand think what you sense of the hand touching the body, the leg, wherever it touches, and imagine yourself doing that. It will improve faster than by doing strenuously. If you can't do, think first. Slowly. Now, until gradually it will dawn on you that you can put wide the knees and both knees go lower to the floor and the feet spread wide apart and both knees go down lower and lower, easier. And obviously if you watch now your back, you will see that the knees when they go lift the pelvis, pull the spine, lengthen the spine, and now change the position of the ribs in another direction, soften them in another direction. Slowly, change over, keep on doing so long as you're not tired or feel, I would rather rest. Maybe some are shy, don't know, rest all of you. Please stretch out and rest. Note the difference that it makes to your back, to the pelvis. Now, slowly lift your legs bent again, get hold of the ankles. And now try to do it to the right. Means tilt your legs to the right like before, and you observe both, first the right foot touches, then the left goes a little bit more to the left, and Now, but the right knee cannot touch the floor because there is a brick, your forearm, lying under the leg. Isn't it? Now do it to the left, and then of course you'll find that the left arm lies under the knee and doesn't allow the left knee to go to the floor. Now, therefore, we'll try to do something to get over that brick. Would you please put both feet on the floor comfortably where you can do it? And now, slowly, you saw that if you push your knees to lengthen the body, the knee forward, then the hip joint lifts. If you do that with both, means you hold your ankles and push one knee and then the other one forward, down towards the feet, both of them, or one of them after the other. Then you will see that the pelvis lifts. Push with one, then with the other, and then see whether you can move with both. Lift with both, lift, and lift the pelvis a little bit, and then again do one foot first, and then the other, and while the hip joint lifts and the shoulder softens, you'll find your pelvis getting higher with less effort, slowly. Now those who can put their feet on the floor and hold it and lift the pelvis a little bit, keep on wobbling the knees while the pelvis is a little high. You will see that will soften the higher ribs and the shoulder blades so that we'll be able to do something that is difficult now. So you lift your pelvis gradually more and more and tilt the legs right and left and observe what happens between the shoulders. It means the two shoulders lie on the floor when you do that, and when your pelvis is high and you tilt the legs, can you see the body moves and the shoulders have to keep the head there. Therefore, all the ribs there and the cervical spine and the vertebrae high up, which are very difficult to soften, they cannot do but be set in motion, and easily, comfortably, slowly. Keep on doing that slowly, because with some people, these things haven't moved for centuries. I mean, for the previous generation also. That's why we learn it from father and mother who are stiff, and we also learn to be stiff. Slowly. But the feet must be widely apart. If they are narrowly apart, the thing we say doesn't work. Now, stop that a minute. Stretch out and observe what happened now. Now, slowly, bend your knees again, get hold of the ankles, and this time lift your pelvis a little higher, put your feet on the floor, lift the pelvis as high as you can without straining, and you will be astonished how high it goes. Lift until you can get to the height that some of you can. No, you must stand fully on the feet, not on the heels, not on the tiptoe. That's right. Will you please stop a second? and only you stay here. There's somebody else there, but that's good enough. Stretch out, sit up, and have a look. You will see, normally, the human skeleton, muscles, and nervous system are capable of lifting the pelvis, organize it, lift it by doing that to that height until that becomes horizontal. Only until, you see, the legs become horizontal. Then the foot stands so powerfully that I can sit on it as matter. See? But not before. If it's bent, I sit on it, the thing will collapse. Now slowly, you can see that everybody can get there, provided you go gradually. Because it is done only through softening and allowing a very tiny movement between each vertebra and each rib. It's just what is necessary, because there are 31 there, you can see it on the skeleton. And therefore, if every one of them moves only 1 degree, it's 31 degrees. So it's possible, provided you don't force it. Because if you force, then 3-4 vertebrae will go together because the muscles hold tight, and therefore it's impossible to do. You can do more or less, but never like that. So slowly, try again, until it works. After that, you will see what freedom of movement that gives. You will see that it's possible to do things that nobody can think of. That's right. Slowly, gradually, lift and don't force. If you can't hold, put your hands on the floor. Get hold of a trouser. Get hold of a piece of something. Oh, that's right. And you will see that if you do it 10 times, helping yourself, you'll find that you improve much faster than by forcing yourself. That's right. Now you want to see something, it's a real pleasure. Capable of lifting the pelvis, organize it, lift it by doing that to that height until that becomes horizontal. Only until, you see, the legs become horizontal. Then the foot stands so powerfully that I can sit on it as matter. See? But not before. If it's bent, I sit on it, the thing will collapse. Now slowly, you can see that everybody can get there, provided you go gradually. Because it is done only through softening and allowing a very tiny movement between each vertebra and each rib. It's just what is necessary, because there are 31 there, you can see it on the skeleton. And therefore, if every one of them moves only 1 degree, it's 31 degrees. So it's possible, provided you don't force it. Because if you force, then 3-4 vertebrae will go together because the muscles hold tight, and therefore it's impossible to do. You can do more or less, but never like that. So slowly, try again, until it works. After that, you will see what freedom of movement that gives. You will see that it's possible to do things that nobody can think of. That's right. Slowly, gradually, lift and don't force. If you can't hold, put your hands on the floor. Get hold of a trouser. Get hold of a piece of something. Oh, that's right. And you will see that if you do it 10 times, helping yourself, you'll find that you improve much faster than by forcing yourself. Slowly, think of pushing the knee in my direction towards your feet, and then you will see as soon as you begin to push them like that, it's easy to lift. If you don't do that, it's difficult to lift the pelvis. And therefore, look now, once you do, those who find it difficult, pull a little bit the feet near to you. Once the pelvis is up, move one foot a little bit nearer, then the other, then you'll find it easier still. Now stretch out and rest again. Now, note only that while you begin to work with the muscles, with the extensors of the back, and they get to do very hard work to lift the full weight of the body, then suddenly the lumbar region, the back, the small of the back, doesn't lie in such intimate contact with the floor as before. And therefore, if we leave it like that, it will go on increasing, and strain will be left even when you go home. And that strain will, of course, be maintained, and you wouldn't know why you have pain in the back, because you keep that strain for a very long time without being aware that you have it. So now would you please bend your knees and hold your knees with your hands. The knees, not the feet, not the ankles. And now every foot apart, each hand holds the own knee, and now very slowly lift the head. Lift the head and pull the knees to the hair, but slowly. Doesn't matter whether it touches. Many times, at least 6 times. Pull them together. That's right. Now when you're folded together like that, stay 10 seconds and organize so that you could stay like that for an hour. That means your breathing should be organized and the pull should be so within your limit of strength and power that you could stay like that anytime. So organize your breathing, move away a bit. You'll find that if you let only go away from that maximum effort, you can stay anytime. That's right. That's good enough. Now, put your feet on the floor. And note how the small of the back is again in good contact with the floor. And it means that by working with the flexus of the stomach, with the flexus of the front of the body, the anti-gravity muscles, the ones that erect us, that hold us straight up, let go, the spine becomes more supple, more straight, and capable both of bending forward and backward. And then it's capable of lying still too. But if it can't bend, neither backwards nor forward, then there is always strain in the back and it never lies properly. Right now, would you please bend your knees, lift them off the floor, get hold of your ankles again, and this time slowly put them on the floor, one after the other. Lift a little bit the pelvis and pull them in the heels nearer to yourself. Even if you have to get on tiptoe, not much, just on tiptoe, a little bit. That's right. And there you can bring your foot, of course, near a little bit again. When it's on tiptoe, it's easy. Don't strain, just lift your pelvis. Lift it and lower it, lift it and lower it. That's right. Onto there. It's difficult to get to the floor if your feet are very close. So land on your heels with your pelvis. Slowly. That's right. And now, when you are at the height, if your possible height, go high, and then you move your pelvis to the right and to the left. Of course, the legs will go with it. Right? Right and left. And now suppose you went to the right. Then to the right, your pelvis can now go over the brick. Put the pelvis on the floor and the right knee on the floor, and then you will over the brick. Now get up again, and this time lift the pelvis and go over the left elbow and put it on the floor. That's right. Now lift your knees and pelvis back again. Lift it and go over the right elbow on the floor. This time you see the right knee touches the floor before it didn't go. Now again lift it and see you can now go over the left and touch with the left knee the floor. Those who can't do it, do in their imagination, or do that part which they can do, no matter how distorted, provided they understand what they want to do. That will make it that by the end of the lesson they will do much better than they're doing now. Think, do, slowly. Now, stop it, stretch out. And rest a little. Now, would you please lie on your stomach? Spread your knees and legs. Bend them. And move your head and the right arm back to get hold of the ankle, of the right ankle with your right hand. You can move your head and shoulders and do anything you like with the leg, provided you can get hold of the ankle. Slowly. Doesn't matter if you can't touch, take the trouser, take the sock, take anything. And if you can't do even that, think that you're doing it. That's all. Now, while you do that, slowly, very slowly, lift the right knee with the right hand a little bit off the floor. Doesn't matter how much. Maybe a tenth of an inch. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now, when you lift, look, you can lift it to the right, you can lift it to the left. Yeah? Lift it a little bit this way, a little bit that way, and find which way is the easiest. Where is it easier to lift? When you take it more to the right or more to the left? More to the left, then go on to the left. Why take it to the right? Slowly. If you lift it, you will feel something very funny happens. The knee and the pelvis lift. Take it more to the left. Don't be afraid. Take it as much left as it is easy to do. Stop it, all of you. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Let go. Lie still. Just lift your head and look. Would you please, you do that. Look, bare, left. That's right. Now, look. If I ask him to lift and go where it's easy, spread your knees and go where it's easy. Go where it's easy. Look at him. Go back. Now, try to move it more to the right and lift. That's difficult. Stop it. Go to the other side. Lift and let go the body so that it's light. All right, now go back again. Well, he hasn't learned that from me. Obviously, it's human to do that. Now, if you just think of it and try slowly, you'll see that in about 3 minutes, 95% of the people will do the same thing. Now, slowly, but move slowly. Doesn't matter, you didn't touch the floor in the first go. It didn't up to now, it can wait another 3 seconds. Slowly lift and organize the body so that the right arm is straight, not bent, and roll. Put the left hand away, it doesn't stop you from rolling, and go back to the front, and go again, lift it, and organize the hand, the head, the left arm. If it sticks in the way like a brick, you can't do anything. Slowly, and you'll see that the foot goes with the knee away from the other leg, with the knee where it was, lifted, and the knee away from the other leg, not lying on the other leg, away from the other leg. Slowly, gradually, roll the body. It's not that the pelvis or the leg bends so much. Yeah, that's right. And that foot began standing. You see how wide spread the knees are when you touch with that on the floor. All right? Now go back. Now observe, when you do that, your left hand. Watch how clever the human species is. Move it and see the left hand goes somewhere, and then when you come back to the front and lie on your stomach, look, that hand goes back without thinking, goes back to the place where it was, and the head lies in front. So go ahead, stand on the foot, don't lie. Stand on the foot on the floor. The right foot comes on the floor to stand with the tip of the toes first, and then with the whole foot. Standing, not lying. Standing. That's right. That's it. Slowly. You see, it's a rolling movement. It has nothing to do with a skill of the hips or anything. It is in the rest of the body. Slowly. Lift and roll until now your knees are together. Look, your knees are together. Look how his knees are. Look. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. The knees shouldn't be together. If they are together, it's practically difficult to do. Slowly. Stop it, rest a little. And while you rest, why not think how you're going to do it with the right leg? With the left leg, I mean. Where will the head be? What will you do with the hand, with the right arm? What will happen in the pelvis, in the chest? And how will the other leg that you're not using, will it roll? Will the distance between the knees get shorter or bigger? Where will you feel it? And now slowly bend the left knee, turn your body, anything as much as necessary to get hold of the ankle easily, or of the sock of that foot, or anything, or the heel. You'll find that you will be surprised yourself. I can see those who couldn't do it, how much better they do now holding the ankle as everybody else. Though before it was so unthinkable for them to do it. Now slowly lift that leg off the floor, the knee, and don't bring the knees together. Don't bring the knees together. Just lift, roll it, take it back slowly. Lift. If you don't lift the knee a tenth of an inch off the floor, you won't be able to roll. You must lift the knee a little bit first. And to keep on doing only that. Don't continue. Lift the knee and lower it again until you can feel that it's easy to do. That's right, slowly. Now that you can lift it, take it back and roll. And the right arm stretched out, otherwise you can't roll. Stretch out the right arm, take the head where it belongs. That means take the head on the other side of the right arm. Take the head on the other side of the right arm. And then you'll find that it rolls without any difficulty. That's right. Now, it's very funny. Now, I don't know which row should look at which row. All of them do it. Now, would you stop a minute? Stretch out on your back. And again, you will see, of course, that the small of the back refuses to touch the floor. Bend your knees in spite of that. Get hold of both ankles with both hands. Spread your feet widely on the floor. Put them down, lift your pelvis. Just see whether it's easier to lift. Of course it's easier to lift. Look, wait a minute. You, the people who were looked before, stop and look behind and see, look how many people do it now. Look at that. Look at that. Look around. Look at that. Yeah? So, nothing miraculous about it, except that everybody does it. That's miraculous. That one can do it is easy. Now, would you please do it, all of you again? Lift the pelvis. Slowly. Bring the feet near to yourself until you can feel that you have. Don't stay on the tiptoe. Bring it so near that you feel that the heels can leave the floor and you still stand on the balls of your feet. Now, when it's lifted like that, you're so ready that you can turn the pelvis over the brick and put it on the floor and then keep on rolling on your stomach. Ooh, that's funny. Now stay there, slowly. Now, you saw that when you can lift your right knee and lift it high and lift your right knee, no, your right, sorry, my fault, left one back, lift the left one, lift it high, Take it back until the foot touches the floor and roll back on your back with your hips up. Hey. Now, very slowly, take it like that and move with your left foot and left hand. Take it high back and to your right. Therefore, and there, take it to your right. And of course, lower the left. Some people haven't got that sense that it's the weight of the legs that brings you back. If you don't put the legs so that they can roll you, you can't roll. That's right. And of course, if you hold the feet together, nothing will make you roll. Slowly. Well, some people have to look how other people do it before they can do it themselves, though they are just as capable, but somehow they can't think it. Yeah. Don't teach her, let her do it herself. Now, slowly, go again on your right, roll over the brick and lie on your back, and watch. Your head must be lifted off the floor, and then put down on the floor so that the chest can flatten and the left leg can be lifted high enough and taken back. Look, there's somebody here I would give a price. You. I would give you a price. You, don't look away, it's you. Yeah, lie on your stomach. Or from here. Look. About half the time she couldn't get hold of the ankles. Lie on your stomach now. Now open your legs wide, open your knees wide. Get cold what you do that. Now lift that leg, that left leg high, and roll on your back. And roll on your back slowly. Touch with the foot the floor. Slowly. You did it a minute ago. That's it. Now, you see, the amount of progress she has done from the beginning of the lesson is a compliment to the human brain. Slowly. And can you do it? Now, that's somebody even worse. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Now, she has a broken arm which is badly set. Only 4 lessons ago, she couldn't lift the arm at all. But it's broken here, and it's set in that funny way. You see, instead of the leg being, it's set like that. And therefore she couldn't lift it at all. And beside that, the pelvis is broken and only recently healed. It's a car accident. Now, if she can do it, that's the same compliment. Shows you that if you use your head to observe and go slowly, there's nothing that we can't achieve. If you know what you're doing, we can do what we want. That's all. Now, would you please try slowly, lie on your back. Lie on your back. We will correct the tension in the back in a minute before we finish. Now, just lie still a minute. Now, slowly bend your legs. Get hold of the ankles. Open your feet wide. Bring them near to you on the floor. And now lift your pelvis slowly and bring it over the left brick, the left elbow. Slowly, lie down, and now roll over on your stomach. That's right. And you will see there are some people cannot do it first on one leg and do it very well on the other. Now lift your right leg and right arm high, wide away from the knee, from the other knee, and then your body will roll again on your back. But you must learn first to lift that knee ever so little. Slowly lift it and then bring the weight of the arm and the leg back to your left, and you will roll over on your back again. That's right. Very good. That's it. That's good. Now, you in front of me, stop torturing yourself and lie on your back. Lie on your back. Sit up and look. Sit up and look. You please, that will be looking while you watch you're doing. But look what you are not doing. Look, now, lift a little bit your leg, that you did. But then, look, it must go away from the other knee. Then it has got enough power, because it's far away from the pelvis, to roll the body. Otherwise, there's no way to roll it. Who will roll you? Where will you take the power to do it? And that's it. You see, that's why he did it first, because he lifted so nicely away from the other knee. I showed you before. When you're on the side, if you don't lift the knee away from the other one, you haven't got enough weight to roll you. And therefore, the back must strain and you can't do it. Slowly. Now, all of you again, would you please roll once to the right, from the right side, and come on the stomach, and then continue rolling and come again on your left side. Make a complete circle. Roll and come again. That's it. That's it. Oh, who would think at the beginning that everybody will do it? Now do the same thing back. Go back. Lift the left leg, roll back, and go again until you're back where you started from. It's possible, of course, that your back is so bad that you can't bend it. Huh? The knee? Oh, yes. Then don't force. If you can't, you better have somebody attend to it so that you can do and not leave it. Because you have another 40 years, 50 years to go with that knee and with that back. Because people, women live until 76, 78 in America. Therefore, if it's doesn't allow you to use it properly now, what will be in another 20 years? Therefore, it's worth investing in that something to make it work. You will have a brighter future. Now, those who can now, slowly, only once more, do the same thing to the left, and as most of you can, slowly, move. That's right. The great majority does. Slowly, roll over and roll once more, and come on your back. You can let go the feet. If you can do it with the feet alone, is awesome. I mean, the hand didn't touch the ankle. You can touch your trousers. Because when you do touch the trousers 3 times, you catch the ankles afterwards. It's easy. It's like hypnotizing oneself. All right, now that's good enough. Would you please lie on your back? And get hold of your ankles now, and as it is now, lift your head, and put your head in between the knees, slowly. And now slowly put the right knee closer to the right shoulder,